Hi everybody, it's Jared. Welcome to another video. Today we're going to be going over the 5 things that I would do if I were beginning in CSGO, CS2 kind of, right now with all the knowledge that I have. Before we get into it, I do want to ask you guys to leave a like and subscribe and comment any other ideas if you are a returning CSGO player just looking for a little update on what's going on in the scene, or if you are an older CS:GO player and you're just watching older videos, and if you have any words of wisdom to drop to the new players. All right, let's go ahead and get out right on into it. At number 1, we have workshop maps. So the first thing that I would do before I even touch the settings or anything like that is I would go ahead and hit Shift Tab, just go to the workshop and download a couple of the maps that I have, or you can just go ahead and go into the description where I have so kindly put 4 maps that I think you should be playing. So none of these, but Crash's Crosshair map is very big. You can just go ahead and walk right in. You open up, you turn left, you have a ton of pro used crosshairs there for you just to go wild on and just find a crosshair that works for you. And then we have the aimbots training map. So this is what I use to warm up every day. Now this will actually be coming to use a little bit later on in the video. We're going to use it to find our sense and get comfortable with clicking on heads, as the kids are saying nowadays. We also have the recoil map. The recoil map is another big one. You will probably use this, I don't even know, for the next 800 hours of your gameplay. You'll drop in here every now and then because sometimes your recoil is just not feeling up to par with what you feel like it should be at, and even I do it. I jump in here every now and then and try to fix my recoil because oh my goodness, it can get rough at sometimes. You'll probably use this map not just as much, but every so often as the aimbots training map. And the fourth and final map that I recommend you get as soon as possible, the config generator map. This is going to make it so easy and streamline the process of you setting up your HUD and changing your resolution and your map and how everything looks. It's just to make it so much easier on you, changing keybinds. It's gonna make it so much easier for you to do all of this just in one workshop map. So those are the 4 maps that I think you should get. All right, now let's get into the nitty gritty, what everyone else has come here for, the settings. All right, so the first thing you want to do is go into your settings, look at your video. Are you going to want 4:3 or 16:9? That's the first question. What resolution do you want to play at? Make sure you play full screen. Do not play it on anything other than full screen. You will get no FPS. These are all the settings that I run. If you just want to go ahead, I'm going to scroll through and you can just pause and copy what I have. I think this is pretty much what 99% of the community runs. So pretty simple. We'll get into 16:9 versus 4:3 later. So yeah. But make sure you are changing these. When nades get thrown and they explode, you'll be able to see the smoke a little bit easier than your opponent if they don't have these settings. Same goes for smokes when they bloom or when they disintegrate. You'll be able to see through them a little bit easier around the edges. Molotovs, you'll be able to see through the smoke that comes through the top a lot easier. So things like that just make your life a little bit easier when you get into the servers. The next thing in your settings, please, for the love of all that is holy, please change your nades. When you first get in, and the default is you scroll through each nade, and that can be the difference between life and death if you can't find your flashbang or your smoke grenade on an instant. So if you want to take what I have smoke bound to Q, I have HE nade to F, I have Molotov on V, and I have flashbang on my mouse, one of my mouse buttons on the side, my side mouse button. And then I think I have decoy on H because I never buy decoys. So if you want to take what I have, that's it. I'm not saying it's the best. I'm not saying it's what you have to absolutely go by. Find what's comfortable to you, easy for you to use. Also, I hit V with my thumb. So, but find what's comfortable for you and what is easy for you to do. Don't just do what I do. So take some time out of your life to figure it out. Jump throw bind. Very important that you get one of these almost as soon as possible, because there are a lot of smokes that use jump throw binds or jump throws, and if you are going off of hitting spacebar and letting go at the same time, or middle mouse button scroll at the same time, you are going to be in a world of hurt, because you're going to be missing smokes left and right, and your team's just not going to know what to do with you. Jump on scroll. So I'll put another video in the description for you on how to do the jump throw bind and how to do the jump on scroll bind. Jump on scroll bind. Jump on scroll bind is probably arguably more important than the smoke one, because you can get away with it for a while and then you'll finally do it. Jump on scroll is so important. If you want to do anything like bunny hopping or any type of movement, it is just so much easier if you're able to just hit the scroll wheel and put so many more inputs in the spacebar. So yeah, go find those. All this will be linked down below. Make sure you are clicking all those links and figuring everything out. Enable your console. Enabling your console. It is for some reason not enabled. It'll be on no when you first open the game. So the first thing you can do is hit yes, and you will be able to pull it up. Just hitting the tilde key, you'll be able to write in a bunch of different commands. So if you try to do the jump button, jump bind or whatever, and it's like, my console isn't popping up, that's probably why. So yeah, make sure you hit that on yes. It'll make your life so much easier. Next, we have finding your sensitivity. So we're going to go on our workshop map. So we're going to find that aimbots training map. We're going to go ahead and click on the aimbots training map. You're going to go ahead and click on it. You're going to get into it, and you're going to find your sensitivity. It is whatever is comfortable to you. If you are comfortable on 5 cents with 800 DPI, go for it. Play with it. I'm not saying that's the best course of action. I play with, if you want to just use my sensitivity, it's on the low side. If you want to use my sensitivity and play off that, I play with 0.88, 800 DPI. That is just what works for me. I find I can click on heads fairly simply, and yeah. I think nothing. He says, good frame of reference is you should be able to do 180, and then any more is kind of you know what, I don't actually know. I think nothing says a full 360, but as you can see, I can get to like 270, but that's what I play with. I think a full 270 is more than enough, because you're not always all the way to the right of your mouse pad when you have to swing and do a 180. Sometimes you're in the middle and you have to do a full 180. So I'd say at least 270 of your mouse pad if you play with a really small mouse pad. If you have a smaller mouse pad, I would honestly consider investing into a little bit bigger of a mouse pad, because it's just gonna be so hard for you to be able to use a small mouse pad with a lower sensitivity than games in like Fortnite and stuff like that, where you have to have a faster sensitivity. CSGO, you're gonna have a lower sensitivity, so you can be more precise and click on heads a little bit easier. Not like that though. They're not super expensive. I'm sure you can find some out there in like 5 and below for like $5, $10. You can get an Artesian Pro, which is like $100. So you can go crazy with mouse pads and keyboards and mice, but keep it simple. Get a bigger mouse pad. Mine, I think, is like a foot by a foot, and that is more than enough for me to play with. Yeah. So anyways, you're going to come in here, and you're just going to start clicking heads, and you're going to find that when you aim, you're going to turn, and you're going to go way far left, way far right, way far left, way far right, and finally you'll slowly be able to dial it in. And it's going to be rough at first. So if that's what's happening to you, you're going way too far, lower your sensitivity. Come in here and come into keyboard and mouse and just lower your sensitivity, and then start playing with that. Still a little bit too far, so you lower your sensitivity, and then you'll come in, and then you're clicking, and then you're way too short, so you raise your sensitivity a little bit, and just get there until you feel relatively comfortable killing people, and you're relatively on their head, because no one's gonna expect you to come in here 2 hours in and clicking on heads like that. No one's gonna expect that of you. So just get it dialed into where you kind of want it, and you are probably in a better position than 90% of people that are in your silver level, because they probably haven't even touched their sensitivity yet. Next would be 4x3 versus 16x9. So 4x3, people are bigger. I'm just gonna go through the pros and cons of 4x3 and 16x9. At 4x3, people are just a little bit fatter, a little bit easier to hit, or at least it's a placebo effect, and it feels easier to hit than on 16 by 9. But you also are more zoomed in. 16 by 9, there are people that explain this a little bit better, but 16 by 9, you have more field of view. People are a little bit shrunk, a little bit harder to hit, but you can see more, and that's the trade-off. There are pros that play with 16 by 9, but 90% of them play 4 by 3. So just take that into consideration. Also in 4 by 3, you get a lot more frames per second. So if your computer isn't as strong as some of the top ones on the market, 4 by 3 you get more FPS because there are less pixels for your computer to have to generate at one time. So you will get more frames per second. There are pros that do play 16 by 9. Most of them play 4 by 3. So keep that in consideration. Yeah, 4 by 3, 16 by 9. I play 4 by 3 if anyone's wondering. Number 5, play does 2. Everyone does it. It's a canon event. As soon as you start, everyone knows the map. You play it. You start playing, you suck, you lose, and you suck, and you lose. I'm talking about casual, by the way. You suck, and you lose, and you suck, and you lose. And then finally you get a little bit better. You get a little bit better. Then you get a little better. Then you unlock competitive. As soon as you unlock competitive, play it. I don't want to solo queue. Jared, I don't want to solo queue. Jared, I'm really bad. I don't want my teammates to get mad at me. Who cares? You're silver 1. No one gives. Your first match will probably be against Gold Novas, and you'll get crapped on. And you're like, I don't want to play this anymore. Keep playing. Trust me. It is a canon event. You are going to suck. You're going to get murdered on for 20 maps in a row. Then you finally start to get it. Start to get it. You'll get better. You'll get better. Trust me, as soon as you get competitive, start playing it. I know there's a lot of people out there who are 200 hours in. They're still playing casual. You will not learn jack squat about the game playing casual. Maybe the mechanics of the game a little bit, but game sense and things like that, you will not have an understanding of the game. Because in casual, you're playing 10v10. No one has to buy our armor, so you're just buying every round, and it's basically TDM. Competitive, you have to think about your economy a lot more. It's a 5v5. People are actually taking the game seriously and competitive, so, or supposed to at least. So as soon as you get it, start playing it. Take it as seriously as you possibly can without going overboard and wanting to hurt somebody. So yeah, that's my number 5. Play competitive as soon as you get it. A little bonus tip for you: have a microphone that works. I cannot tell you how many games I've gotten in where it feels like I am the only one talking because, one, people are not using their mics. They just don't have a mic. You can find a microphone for $10 on a headset and use that. And as long as you're talking, no one cares if it's bad. You might get made fun of for having a bad microphone, but you're talking. You're doing more than the other guy that's not doing anything or is not talking at all. Make sure you have a mic before you start a competitive journey, because that is kind of important. So, but yeah, I think that's the 5 things plus a little bonus tip that I would change as soon as I got into the game my first time as a beginner CSGO player in 2023. With that all being said, have a great day, and if you don't, I am sorry.